Hello everybody, this is Chase Oliver here, bringing you the WrestleMania 32 preview and predictions podcast. With me, as always, are two of my favorites in the YWC. I talk to them on, a consistent basis. We used to do this daily, but real life gets to us sometimes, so we can't always talk consistently. But I'm not going to be with just them two. Ace the Wrestling Nut will be joining us a little bit later on. He's out partying, It was his birthday yesterday, so pretty sure he's a little bit hungover, so we don't know yet, but that's besides the point. With me, Ross, aka Gold Standard 000. How are you doing, buddy?
What's up, everybody? Good to be here. I'm pumped for WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be going.
Yes, he is. He's gonna be going to WrestleMania 32. He has you have floor seating seats, right? You have floor section seats.
No. I'm in the end zone.
Okay.
So section, I think 121.
Is that better than the seats that you had for WrestleMania 30?
It's probably about the same, just a different view. I'll know when I get in my seat. It's kind of hard to judge, but I'm sure it's not bad.
Yeah, to my knowledge, Ross, you went to 27, 30, and now 32?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Ross has been traversing through WrestleManias. And with me, as always, one of my favorite gaming channels on YouTube, does Call of Duty Black Ops 3 live streams and a bunch of other gaming content. It's JD Venom.
What's up, guys? I am pumped for WrestleMania for the whole weekend, actually. And I was actually going to go to WrestleMania this year, but a few things came up, so I'm unable to go, but there's always next time.
Yeah, maybe we'll team up to go to the Citrus Bowl. Ah, fuck that shit. I'm not going to the Citrus Bowl. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not going to WrestleMania 33 in the Citrus Bowl. Those seats would probably get me chafed up and everything like that. But
yeah, cut your back up on it.
Exactly. Hey, last time they had WrestleMania at the Citrus Bowl, like the pyro killed some people or some shit. Undertaker's pyro killed people. So I don't want to get burned on fire. Knowing my dumb ass, I would get the cheap seats. So, anyways, we're here not only to talk about WrestleMania 32, but WrestleMania weekend as a whole, which means NXT TakeOver Dallas, and also the Hall of Fame. Just kind of talking about a little bit of the Hall of Fame. Not really the whole class, because there's some things where we don't really need to go into discussion about Jacqueline now. So, but WrestleMania 32 weekend will kick off with NXT TakeOver Dallas live on the WWE Network, the award-winning WWE Network, as they like to remind us, for only $9.99. I can tell you what's not award-winning about the WWE Network, and that's their technical support group. That place is junk. That place is trash. Do not call their technical support group. None of these people know what you're trying to ask them. They're really stupid. I went to call to ask them why I couldn't access TV14 content on my Xbox One, and they didn't know the answer. And the lady, when I kept on saying I wanted to watch WrestleMania 21, she thought I meant WrestleMania 1. I was like, what the fuck? How do you get 21 mixed up with 1? I don't know. And she didn't know my phone number either. Like, she couldn't hear me whatsoever. So, don't call their technical support. They're not good. But NXT TakeOver Dallas, another big takeover event for the WWE. Where is this taking place at? Is this taking place at the convention center or some shit like that?
It's taking place at a convention center, actually in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
So, I actually been there a few times. So, it's gonna be good for an NXT crowd. It's perfect for an NXT crowd.
Is it bigger than Full Sail?
It's bigger than Full Sail. Yeah, it's bigger than Full Sail. Yeah, it's bigger than Full Sail. If you can imagine, remember when they went to London?
Yes.
Like kind of like that. It's not too big, but I mean, it's probably gonna hold maybe a couple thousand in there, maybe.
All right, that's good. So it's gonna be a loud, rowdy crowd. The first match.
Yeah, but it's still good for NXT, but it's bigger than Full Sail, so I think it's gonna be a good experience. It's I believe. I haven't been there in years, but I believe it's in downtown Dallas. And the reason why I don't know, guys, because I actually live in San Antonio, so it's been a while since I went to.
Yeah, it's in downtown Dallas.
Okay, I thought so.
It's literally like 10 minutes away from American Airlines Center.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, that's right.
Ross, since you're going, you're not actually doing the whole weekend, so I don't know what other Ring of Honor, Evolve. I know Evolve is doing the Cruiserweight Open thing.
I'm actually only doing WWE related stuff, just because that's just how it planned out. Like, Saturday I wanted to do Access, and then I wanted to do Hall of Fame, and then like, Sunday's Mania, and then you got Raw. Like, I would have liked to have gone to WrestleCon, but there's no session on Sunday morning, so they have one Saturday, but I'd rather go to Access than WrestleCon. So
I heard Shinsuke Nakamura's Access signing is during the Hall of Fame. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Way to fuck this dude over. But anyways, he just makes his WWE debut. Maybe fans want to get an autograph, and you'll miss the Hall of Fame if you try to wait in line for Shinsuke.
I saw the Access signing schedule. They finally released for general admission, at least. And my boy Sheamus will be at the session I'm at, so and I definitely meet my boy Sheamus. I'm gonna take a picture doing the pose. It's gonna be awesome. I don't know. I think I might tell him to do the same pose too. Just get us both doing.
I hope Sheamus stiffs you as a good heel. I hope Sheamus stiffs you. So anyways, the first match that we're guessing will be on this card, I'm just reading off the match list. Austin Aries making his official WWE TV debut, taking on Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin hasn't really been doing much after, exploding on the scene last year with his end of days and squash matches. Soon Baron Corbin was starting to get long matches, and fans were kind of getting sick of Baron Corbin. They didn't really want to get behind him whatsoever. So right now they're trying to make Baron Corbin into this. He's a bigger guy and he hates all the independent talents. He's actually pretty funny when he wrestles independent wrestlers because he tells them to go back to like Dragon Gate and Ring of Honor, even if the guy has never wrestled there. And then he'll make fun of their moves and stuff like that. So he's doing a better job when it comes to being a character. In ring-wise, Baron Corbin is still pretty bad in my personal opinion. But it's exciting to see Austin Aries in the WWE. Austin Aries was a really good hand for TNA and Ring of Honor. It's kind of surprising that he did make the jump to WWE, but I don't know what they really expect from this match, to be honest. I really don't care for this match because I hope Austin Aries is getting a pay raise wrestling Baron Corbin. Like, in all honesty, he should be getting a pay raise, but I see this match ending in a count-out for Aries. I know that sounds like a lame way to kick off your takeover or a lame way to end this match. But in all honesty, I don't see them hurting Corbin to Austin Aries. Like, I feel like they still want to make Corbin into their next big NXT guy. So I don't know what to really expect going forward. What do you guys think about this matchup? Do you have any thoughts on it?
I'm just excited to see Austin Aries to be in WWE. Well, I mean NXT, but as for the matches itself, I mean, Aries is going to do what he can to make Corbin look good. Corbin, he's not the best in the ring, but he is a good character. I think this whole indie, anti-indie, I think that'll be something that he can do something on the main roster, because I think Vince will get a kick out of it. Like, just go out there and bury him, what I mean? So I think that's something that Vince will do. But
and he's much different than some guys that do the whole bashing vanilla midget gimmick, because, he actually talks about so what, you sold out the Tokyo Dome and all that other places. I played in the NFL. It's like he has a legit gripe. It's like, yeah, I played in the NFL. So what? You did this. I did something better. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. You can get that. Like with Batista, he did it for 2 seconds, and Sheamus, he did it for once when he returned. But then other than that, so yeah, I think he would do well on the main roster with that gimmick. So.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty funny though, because I can just imagine some of the things that he'll do. But I mean, as far as match-wise and stuff, I mean, I think it's gonna be one of the weaker matches on the card. But overall, I still think this is still gonna be a fine match. I think Austin Aries is gonna try to do what he can to make Corbin look good. And Corbin, I mean, he's pretty bad in the ring, but I mean, there is at some points where he has flashes where you can see. The promise there, but overall, I think I'm more of a line probably on your route chase with maybe a count out, double disqualification. I thought I'd probably go with something like that, like a double disqualification. And but if they do this match, it's gonna have to be somewhere in the middle of the card to bring the crowd down a little bit and bring the crowd back up. So,
Rosses, what are your thoughts on Aries versus Baron Corbin?
Not really expecting too much here. I'm glad to see Austin Aries in NXT. Not like the biggest fan of him or anything. I mean, hell, I was not really marking out when he won the title in TNA because we never got James Storm against Bobby Roode for the world title at that.
Oh, but we got that. We got that unsanctioned street fight in the middle of the card.
Jesus Christ!
King Mo. King Mo.
But you know, he's a good wrestler, so he'll be fine in NXT. And Baron Corbin, I think he's improved a little bit in the ring. He's still not very good, but as a character, like you guys have said, he's definitely improved in that aspect. The match should be fine. I don't really expect much of anything too crazy here. So it'll definitely be one of the weaker matches. As for a prediction, I want to say Corbin, but I don't know. Like, it's hard to really gauge. Like, with guys debuting, you would think they are going to win. And with Austin Aries, he's a big name. I don't know. I just can't pick against Austin Aries, like, debuting top name like that. So I'm going to say Aries wins, but perhaps after the match, maybe Corbin gets pissed and beats the crap out of him or something.
Yeah, I can see that happening too. Aries has been using his submission move as his finisher because he can't use the Brainbuster DDT or the Brainbuster in WWE. So he's been using his submission move, and I don't know how he's going to lock that out on Corbin.
The last Chancery?
Yeah,
is that it?
Yeah, the last Chancery. Like, he's been using that as a finisher on the house shows, but I don't know how he's going to lock that in on Corbin. Like, he struggled locking that in on Bobby Roode, so I don't know how he's going to lock that in on Baron Corbin. So we move on forward to that one, the NXT Tag Team title match, which I think will be a good tag team match. We have the Revival, who are kind of like, you know, being like the Ascension, Blake and Murphy. Name any other generic NXT tag team, and that's a Revival for you. They're a little bit better with their double team move. I will say their double team move is pretty cool to watch. But other than that, these are just plain generic dudes, and Scott Dawson and Dash Wild, or Dash and Dawson, whatever you want to call them, taking on Ameircan Alpha, who became huge fan favorites in NXT. Reddy Williams and Chad Gable, and Jason Jordan taking on these two men for the titles. I think we're going to see Ameircan Alpha win the tag team titles here, and I think this will be a really good match. And I think Chad Gable's stock will keep on improving because this guy is absolutely fun to watch. They're like a little Steiner brothers. This team, Ameircan Alpha.
Yeah. Their attire is just like so like bright and neon-y. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it recently. Like, they wear like the same attire.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're a very fun tag team. I used to be down on Jason Jordan when he was playing some fucking character. I forgot what it was. It was like a couple of years ago, where I forgot who his other tag team partner was, and like
Ty Dillinger.
His tag team partner. Who was it?
Ty Dillinger. They called themselves World Greatest Tag Team 2.0.
Ty Dillinger and Young Dillinger got attacked. Like mysteriously, like Jason Jordan just came like did a promo. He was like, "Well, I don't know who did it." He said something like that, but we already knew it was him. It's like, what kind of shit? Oh no, that's where I was like kind of down with Jason Jordan. But like since he's been in this tag team with Jack Dave, I think he's been very, very fun to watch. And also, I like the Revival too. I mean, I know there's people who don't really like them. I do personally, just because of the fact they kind of remind me. They look like, not comparing them to them, but they look like the Four Horsemen when they come out to the ring. Especially like, I get a lot of flashes of Arn Anderson when I see them with their fucking like sand jackets coming to the ring. It's like, I don't know, it has like an old 80s feel when I see them, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, I like the character idea. They're like more of like they're gritty and they're grindy. They're not like everyone else on NXT. They're real and stuff like that. No flips, no kicks, hashtag. They do that type of thing. So I do like their grittiness and stuff. I just don't see them as a big time main roster tag team whatsoever. That's why I'm not really big on it.
Yeah.
While Gable and Jordan, like obviously both men are pretty good. The assist plex is, I don't know how Chad Gable does the assist plex. That looks like it kills his shoulder. Every time he tries to catch it, it looks like it would kill his shoulders. So I don't know how he catches it, but both are really good teams. But Ameircan Alpha, I think, is going to win this one. Do you guys agree, or do you think the Revival are going to steal a win?
I'll say Ameircan Alpha just because of the fact that you can tell when a certain promotion is building up a certain team or a certain person. This is the right time for a big, huge event. They're over as hell in NXT and the Revival. I mean, like they're a great NXT team. I don't think they're going to be a good main roster team. I don't think they are going to come out to the main roster as that. But I mean, I think they're perfect where they are in NXT. But American Alpha for the victory.
Yeah, I agree. American Alpha, like Justin said, like you can kind of tell when WWE's really behind a tag team. And American Alphas, they've been winning like so many matches lately. Like they've been on a huge winning streak, beating Blake and Murphy, the Vaudevillains. I think they beat the Ascension once. Like they've been beating all these top tag teams in NXT. So they're climbing their way through the ranks, and this is the apex of it all. So I think now's the time. They're just red hot. I'll be disappointed if they don't win. I really like them as a tag team.
All right, so we're going to move on forward to a match that it's really random on this card, but I'm glad that NXT is trying to build up one of their own, I guess you could say, a Performance Center original. Apollo Crews versus Elias Samson, the Drifter. Jeff Jarrett, pretty much. He hits people with guitars and all this other stuff. Elias Samson's character, I don't know what you guys feel about it, but I don't know. It seems like it would work for a good 3 months on NXT. But then afterwards, you kind of go like, I don't know what this guy can do. I mean, he's pretty good in the ring. I don't think he's really that great. But Apollo Crews, at one point, we thought, he was going to be like every other guy that comes on NXT, gets bull rushed to the NXT Championship and wins it. And everyone just kind of goes like, oh, cool, Apollo Crews won. Now what's next? So it turns out, no, he lost to Baron Corbin, and now he's facing Elias Samson. And I think that we're going to strike it up 2 times that Apollo Crews in a row is going to lose at NXT TakeOver, because I think Elias Samson is going to grab that guitar and break it over Apollo Crews' head for the 1, 2, 3. What do you guys think here? Do you think Elias Samson's going to win? Samson. I don't know.
Is it Samson or Samson?
It's Samson, but it's like natural just to say Samson.
Yeah. I'll go first. You know what? I think I'm going to agree here, Chase. I think I'm going to go ahead and have to say Elias Samson wins this match. This one could go either way. It's a tough call, but Elias Samson, he's not undefeated anymore, so it's not like he's got this undefeated streak to protect necessarily. But I feel like WWE wants to give him like a win at this like takeover special and try and like keep his momentum going. Crews, he'll be around for a while. Like this loss won't affect him at all because Crews wins a lot of the time. Like he lost to Corbin, but he seems to win consistently. He's not like a Tyler Breeze or something who just loses all the time. So this loss, it won't affect them. So I think the match will be all right. Again, it'll probably be one of the weaker matches as well, but it should be fine. So yeah, Samson.
Wow. I'll probably go with Samson as well, just because of the recent push. But Apollo Crews, man, he needs to get a win on one of these takeover events sooner or later. That's gonna matter. You know what I mean? Sure, he had a couple, but not when it is important. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
he beat like Ty Dillinger and Tyler Breeze. Those are like
yeah. It's like with Crews, he obviously has the talent like that. Like that's like no one should dispute. Like no one should ever say like, oh, Apollo Crews is not good in the ring or he's not athletic. But I think what's kind of holding him back a little bit is his mic skills, unfortunately. So in the process, I think that's why it's kind of a little bit slower for him to get up to the NXT title, because that may be holding him back. He cannot carry the weight in doing promos, especially if he's going to be a face. But yeah, I'm probably going to go with Samson, but yeah, I'm going to go with Samson on this one, just because of the whole recent push thing and the whole Jeff Jarrett, I'm back, baby, and all that shit. So.
I honestly am surprised you also chose Samson. I thought I was going to be the only one choosing Elias Samson. And
you know what?
Every other previews I've done with
the brother.
Wait, what you going to say, Justin?
I said I was gonna go with the brother, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna go with Samson just because of the whole risk push. I'll put it to you this way: if Samson was like, if this was like going on for like 6 months with this whole push and things like that, but since it only has been a very short time, I'm gonna go with Samson.
Okay, yeah, because like every other preview and predictions or people that I've heard predicting TakeOver Dallas, they all give it to Apollo Crews, and I'm like, wait, why does Apollo Crews need this one? I don't think Apollo Crews needs this win right now. And everyone says like,
it's not gonna hurt him if he loses.
Yeah, but that's what everyone's saying. Everyone's like, oh, he'll get buried now in NXT if he doesn't win this one. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
No. It doesn't hurt him at all. I mean, if he's still, the only way that he'll be completely buried if Samson goes out there and does a squash match. Like, you know, I mean, if he's in the middle, and this is a middle of a card match, I don't think it's gonna be the first match. I think maybe the third or fourth match. You know, between one of the championship matches or something like that. But I think Crews, he's in a fine position right now. Now, my thing is that if Crews loses, you know, on Friday, he's gonna have to win his next match on the next TakeOver. No, I don't give a damn who it is. Whoever you put him up against, he has to win because he needs to start getting more momentum. You know, if you want to make this guy, you know, legitimately a big guy going into the main roster, because he obviously has the look to be on the main roster. You know, I mean, like I said, probably the only thing that's holding him back is probably his mic skills.
Yeah, and if you watched WWE Breakthrough, Triple H seemed to have a really big heart-on Apollo Crews. There, he was talking about him very heavily and was trying to make a... Did you see that episode where he was like telling Apollo Crews about the finisher he wants to give? And it was like the most... I was like, Triple H, what the fuck are you trying to tell this dude? It was like the stupidest thing ever. He was like, I picture you like lifting him on your shoulders and then you flipping in the air. I was like, what the fuck are you trying to do, Triple H? It was really weird. It was like a weird thing that Triple H was trying to tell Apollo Crews. So watch that Breakthrough episode. It's the last...
Just be black about it.
Exactly. That was pretty much what he was telling him. Be athletic and stuff like that. So Triple H is very high on the Apollo Crews. As he is high with his new signing, Shinsuke Nakamura, who will be making his WWE NXT debut, and he's going to be taking on the leaving Sami Zayn. Obviously, this is Sami Zayn's last match in NXT. We all should know this. This is...
What?
Yeah, it's his last match.
No, I'm just kidding.
What? Sami Zayn's leaving? I thought he was still going for the title. NXT? He's leaving NXT? Fuck. Yeah, so Sami Zayn's leaving. And expecting to do the honors to Shinsuke Nakamura here. Really what people are looking forward to this match is to see if this will be the match of the weekend. The match of the... Pretty much that everyone's going to remember from this WrestleMania weekend between Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. So... I feel like if this match goes 30 minutes, it can be a really great match. Anything less than that, I don't know. Because Sami Zayn, he's a good worker. But he works better in long-style matches. Like a Sami Zayn match that's short, I don't know. They're always hit or miss for me. So I feel like this match has to go 30 minutes. This has to be the longest match because I think Samoa Joe's vetoing him and Balor going for a long time. Because if you watch that 2 out of 3 falls match, holy fucking shit, Joe was gassed. Joe was like, fuck this shit halfway through. He did not want to finish that match. He was just like, fuck it, I'll just do it because I'm Samoa Joe, but I'm not going any longer anymore. So, I expect this match to be the longest match of the night. Most likely the match of the night. And obviously I've been giving Nakamura the win. I think Nakamura will do well in the WWE because unlike most Japanese superstars that make the WWE, he can speak English. Sure, he still has the R's when he speaks, and it's not the most clear English, but he can actually speak it. That's why a lot of Americans work with Shinsuke Nakamura. Why do you think Brock Lesnar worked with him? Do you think Brock Lesnar was going to work with the guy if he couldn't speak English? No. Brock Lesnar worked with him because Shinsuke can speak English. Back in the good old days, of course. But
right.
So, yeah, Nakamura's going to win, and that's pretty much it when it comes down to it. And I'm sorry, Hideo Itami. Your push is now gone.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Yeah. Very unfortunate.
Well, who would have thought?
But
go on, Justin. I'll get on to this.
No. I was gonna say I agree. Shinsuke is gonna win. You know, I just want to see some fucking, you know, knees to the face, fucking the Bumaye. Where the fuck is? That's what it's called, right? His venture to Bumaye, right? Yeah, I wasn't too sure what it was called. I was like, oh, Shiny Wizard. That's
Shiny Wizard.
It's fucking Shiny Wizard, whatever. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this guy, he's a fucking great professional wrestler, and I agree with you, Chase, that he would do well in the main roster. You know, I don't know how well per se, but I think he has the potential to be in the hunt for a championship, for a WWE championship, because he has the charisma, obviously, for it. He obviously has the charisma for it, and he does not have to do long promos. If he just, does like 3 or 4 word promos, like you just have fucking like Paul Heyman, just like, the opposite of him. It's like, oh, Shinsuke, blah, blah, blah. And Shinsuke could just get on the microphone and says, shut up, fat man, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he wants to say, and he'll just get over because he's Japanese. You know what I mean? As far as match-wise is concerned, 30 minutes, I don't think 30 minutes will be, that's a little bit too long, I think. I think 20 will be okay. 20 will be alright. This should be the longest match of the night. This will be the match of the night. Sami Zayn is fucking fantastic in the ring, and I kind of agree with you as well, Chase, when you say, like, the longer the matches go with Sami Zayn, the better that it is. Yeah, if it's like a 5-man match, it depends. It depends who he's working with. It depends on the story of the match.
Yeah.
But the longer that Sam gets to tell a story, the better that it is. So, obviously, Shinsuke's going to win, but I just want to know how he's going to win. Where our false finishes are going to be at, things of that nature. But Shinsuke is definitely going to win this match. And it's going to be a fantastic wrestling match.
Yeah, this is going to be an awesome match. I can't wait. Shinsuke Nakamura just oozes charisma. Had to use that adjective there.
That was very Michael Cole of you there. Michael Cole would be proud.
But yeah, he's just great. And Sami Zayn, like, you guys know, he's awesome. I'm curious, though, what theme they're going to give Nakamura. Like, hopefully they don't give him a stereotypical kind of theme,
we'll just give him Hideo Tommy's theme.
They didn't do that with
Asuka. Just give him a Hideo Tommy's theme.
They didn't do that with Asuka, thankfully. Like, Asuka doesn't really, I wouldn't say she has a, like, Asian theme or something.
Yeah, chopsticks theme, yeah.
They gotta give Nakamura just something like with a guitar in it, just like, I don't know, like, cause his New Japan theme, it's got like the guitar, like, cause I don't know, he needs something that just fits him. That's all. So the match, it's gonna be great. Like Justin said, I think 30 minutes is probably a little bit too long. Like 20 minutes roughly. I think it's plenty of time. Sami Zayn, in long matches, he seems to be really good at gaining sympathy and taking a beating, and and then he makes his comeback. His comeback is great with the Blue Thunder Bomb and everything. Like, he always turns it up a notch with that great comeback. So yeah, it's gonna be great, and I think it's quite obvious here Nakamura is gonna win. Just no reason for Sami Zayn to win since he's gonna be on the main roster now. So yeah.
Yeah, who would ever thought that WWE would have Shinsuke Nakamura and Kenta on the same fucking roster? Like, what the fuck are we in?
It's fucking amazing.
they're just a Okada away.
Like, just think about 5 years ago. Just think 5 years ago. 5 years ago was, 2011? Like, WrestleMania 27, possibly one of the worst of all time. Sorry, Ross. I know you went there, but that...
One of the worst of the PG era, for sure.
But I mean, with the whole CM Punk, this was even before CM Punk did the fucking shit promo. He was still doing new Nexus shit. You know what I mean? and people were getting tired of WWE. We actually had NXT. What were they doing? What were they doing on NXT? It was NXT.
I think that was the all women's season at the time. I thought
it was the one after that, Revenge or some shit, where it's
Redemption came later in the year. It came in the summer.
Okay, when they went 90 episodes and shit,
It had no purpose.
Just think about 5 years ago, and it's like now, you have all your, how these guys that was, in the Indies, like Kevin Owens, like I think Rollins and Ambrose and Reigns, I think they were just getting into FCW at the time, and this is when they're still FCW. You know what I mean? So 5 years later, you got guys like Shinsuke, Sami Zayn, Bayley, Asuka, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. It's just like, god damn, man, what's it gonna be like 5 years from now?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, are they gonna improve tremendously again with more people, or you never know. You just never know what will happen in 5 years. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just crazy to think about it. Yeah, like you said, NXT Redemption.
NXT, like that. NXT was on the deathbed with NXT, Redemption. You know what I mean?
Fandango and EC3 were carrying that brand.
Remember when Vince came out when he closed out ECW? He's like, we're gonna bring NXT, the most innovative, blah 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 blah. I didn't think he had this in mind. He had the original NXT in mind with fucking Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett. Like, I think this is what Vince actually meant. He was just trying us for a few years. So, there you go.
All right, so now on to one of the two major title matches. The Women's Championship is considered a major title when it comes down to the NXT ranks. And we have Bayley versus Asuka. Now, Asuka is how they pronounce it. Asuka, you can pronounce it any way. It doesn't fucking matter. But the way that Rich Brennan, who I absolutely fucking despise, I hate this guy on commentary so fucking much. The way he says it, he's like Asuka. That's like, oh my god, it's like just ridiculous. He just like emphasizes it way too much. But I know a lot of people on here are going to say this is going to be one of the great matches, best matches, top tier women matches. But I have my fears with this women's match. I do not know why. I feel like this women's match is going to be a disaster. I feel like something bad is going to happen. Every time I just look at the picture, I see smiling Bayley and this serious Asuka looking at me. And I just feel like, oh my god, something terrible is going to happen. Now, I hope this match turns out good. But I just feel like something bad is going to happen. You get those matches every once in a while. You think it's going to be really good, but just doesn't turn out the way you think it is. Like, look at all the Paige and AJ Lee matches we got. We thought those would be great. Those were okay at best. A lot of botches, a lot of missteps and cues and stuff like that. Like, not really the most smoothest scene you've seen in the ring. Look at the Sin Cara versus Sin Cara matches. You thought, this would be great for Sin Cara. And all those matches sucked. Look at any Randy Orton and Sheamus match. When these two are wrestling, they just don't do well with each other. I do not know why. I have a bad feeling about this match. I hope this match proves me wrong and it's a good match, because that's what I like about these NXT specials. Almost all of them, minus London, all their women matches are pretty damn good. They're actually good women's matches. You can say, man, at least women's wrestling is appreciated down here in NXT. We get to see some good women's wrestling, And sure, they have to change it when they get to the main roster in the sports entertainment sense, but still, that's what I always enjoy from the NXT shows, is these women's matches. As for who's going to win, this one's a crapshoot to me, because I honestly don't know if they have any plans of putting Bayley on the main roster anytime soon. Doesn't seem like it. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem like she would lose here. But I wouldn't be against Asuka winning, but I'm going to go with the safe bet here. I'm going to go with Bayley retaining. I just feel like she still has a few more months before she could go on to the main roster. I feel like the Divas division's still kind of overcrowded, and especially since WWE debuted, once again, Eva Marie on the main roster. I don't think Bayley's going to be rushed anytime soon to the main roster, so I think she's going to retain, and maybe Asuka and her have a second match at the next TakeOver. What do you guys think about this one?
Yeah, Ross?
I'm a little more optimistic than you, Chase. I think this will be a good match. I really do. Their styles, I'm not sure how it's going to mix, but Asuka so far, she hasn't really had a bad performance. Her matches with Emma are just, like, really good.
But Emma I feel fits with Asuka because Emma trained with Lance Storm and everything like that. So that's like up Lance Storm's alley when it comes to wrestling.
Maybe, yeah. But I think what's weird about this match is the face versus face dynamic here. So that may be why it could disappoint a little bit, because you don't have that heel face dynamic. And well, let's face it, heel and face, that's pretty much the way to go in terms of a wrestling match. Face versus face a lot of times isn't as good as a straight up heel versus face. So if that's the only nick I really have on the match, but I think it's going to be really good, definitely. It's hard to predict, though, because, you know, on one hand, I see Bayley, and I'm like, she's had the belt a long time, you know. How many more challengers are there really for her? So I think it could be a good possibility she loses it, but at the same time, is she going to get called up soon? Like, I don't know. Like, she could very well hold it like a couple more months, but I think she will get called up maybe by the summertime.
Yeah, I think that's when she'll get called up. That's why I don't think she's going to lose it right now.
She'll get called up this year for sure. It's just a matter of when. So, I mean, put a gun to my head, I'll go ahead and say Asuka wins the belt here. Maybe they turn her heel. Maybe not at this show, but like afterwards. I don't know. I could definitely see her being a heel.
She has such a beautiful smile. How can I boo that smile? It's so beautiful.
It's so like evil though.
But it's
like,
beautiful. It's a great smile. I love her smile.
It is a good smile. Perfect teeth lining.
Yeah, I know, right? God damn, Asuka.
Okay, so as far as this match is concerned, Bayley and Asuka. Yeah, it is the face versus face dynamic, but I mean, Asuka, she's obviously going to play the heel role in the match. I mean, we've seen this many times in the past, even like heel versus heel. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was watching Triple H versus Kurt Angle at the Royal Rumble 2001, I believe. Yeah, 2001. And you know, Kurt Angle was playing the heel, and like Triple H played the face for the match itself. So I think that's what they're gonna probably do with Asuka. Like, she's gonna have to be the role of the heel. And this match itself, I don't see it being one of the better NXT women matches, but I don't see it being the worst. I think it's gonna be like a meh type of match, which is not bad. You know what I mean? Like in NXT standards, a meh match is still a good match. You know, but I think Asuka, I believe she's gonna win. She's gonna win, because there's no way that you're gonna build her up like this. And Bayley, I don't know like how many times they're gonna have Bayley look strong, you know, over, you know, certain, you know, wrestlers, like for example Nia Jax. You know what I mean? I know Nia Jax, she wasn't like ready to win the title, but I mean, just if you're comparing it in a kayfabe sense, Bayley beat a huge Samoan bitch. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean?
She almost feels like a John Cena almost. John Cena with
the so it's like, yeah. So if I'm thinking the way, you know, and I believe she is going to be coming up to the main roster soon, not after this TakeOver match. I believe that, you know, Asuka's going to win, then they're going to have their blow up at the next NXT, you know, TakeOver event, which maybe be before... Possibly, I don't know if they're going to squeeze anything in between now and SummerSlam, but if not, they may do the SummerSlam takeover, like how they had last year, Brooklyn takeover. Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do. Yeah, that'll be the smart thing to do. I think that, you know, if they do, like, you know, an NXT takeover every year, like at the SummerSlam event, like, I think that would be their WrestleMania in a way, because if you think about it, you know, the Brooklyn TakeOver event was like the fucking possibly best wrestling show last year.
Oh yeah, that was
great. Like it was so damn good. So maybe they can market it as that way. But back to the match itself, I think Asuka's gonna win, and I think they're probably gonna have their blow off match at that next event, which possibly I probably convinced myself now it'd probably be that TakeOver in Brooklyn. And then Bayley will be coming up to the main roster shortly after. Maybe, who knows? Maybe she'll debut at SummerSlam. So
yeah, she could also be debuting on the main roster, and then we kind of just like have the signs painted that she's going to lose to Asuka. They might do like an Iron Woman match or something again, like Iron Woman 2. So that would be kind of cool. So up next is our main event for TakeOver Dallas. Finn Balor, the longest reigning NXT champion, will be defending his championship again against Samoa Joe. It's Joe versus Balor 2. after their TakeOver London match, which I'm going to be honest here, that TakeOver London match was very disappointing to me. I don't know why. I just wasn't feeling anything during watching that match. There was no special feels. It just felt like a generic Joe versus Balor match. It didn't feel like a big time deal. But Balor has been holding the NXT title for a long time. Samoa Joe has been on NXT for almost a year now, which is fucking insane to think about. Like a year ago, Samoa Joe comes out to stare down Kevin Owens, and now he's going to be maybe becoming the NXT champion. Both men are rumored to be coming up on the main roster. The Samoa Joe rumors came up pretty big when, like, probably around February, like after AJ Styles debuted. They were talking about maybe bringing Joe up to the main roster, you know, after WrestleMania. And then also there's talks of Balor coming up to the main roster and forming the Balor Club with Doc Gallows and Machine Gun Carl Anderson. So there's a lot of different possibilities. Do you think the Balor Club guys at all will be in part of this match some way, somehow? Do you think that's going to debut? Bulletproof Balor Club, whatever they call them?
I think if they do it, they'll do it on the main roster, not NXT.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. And I think the way that Balor's character is going right now would be a more aggressive type of character. You know, not really a heel type of character. I think that if they continue with that type of character with Finn Balor, if he comes over to the main roster with the Bullet Club or Balor Club, whatever the hell you want to call them, I think he'll be a heel because they're trying to plant them seeds a little bit right now. So that's something to pay attention to in the match, like how aggressive Finn Balor is. If he loses, and if he debuts with the Bullet Club, you know, I expect them to be heels. I think that'll be the only way for this shit to work is if they're heels. They won't work if they're faces.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Who do you guys see winning the championship here? Because I honestly don't know who's going to win this one, mainly because of, like, whoever loses, I think is, like, they're the real winners because they're going to go onto the main roster. And they're like, I lost, sweet, main roster.
Or they're losers, as some people like to say, because they think they're going to get fucked up, like, on the main roster, so.
Yeah, well, I think Samoa Joe is going to be fine on the main roster, and I heard Vince, out of all the NXT guys, he's high on Balor because he wears the body paint, and I don't know, maybe he gets Jeff Hardy flashbacks, and maybe he can convince Finn Balor to jump off of stuff.
Possibly. Honestly, I see Samoa Joe winning and Balor going up to the main roster, possibly. Well, if he's going to debut, it's going to be the night after WrestleMania, because you're going to need to have debuts. It's like a tradition now, you know, in WWE. Like, there's, like, you know, a few things that I suspect on WrestleMania weekend now, or, you know, or after WrestleMania is that debuts. So that's my personal opinion, and I think Samoa Joe, I think he deserves it more. He really deserves it more right now because Finn Balor, he's done his time. He's been there for quite a while. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's nothing much else that Balor could do in NXT. I mean, he done pretty much everything. He beat pretty much everybody that, you know, to importance. You know what I mean? He even have a fucking ladder match. Yeah, I mean, so, like, stipulations and gimmick matches is out of it, too. So it's like, what more can you do with Balor in NXT?
He's faced almost everyone. He's faced almost everyone.
Yeah, to bring him up with Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. I mean, I think they think that'll be fine. Obviously, fucking, you know, Festus has been in WWE before, so I don't think he's going to have a fucking problem on the main roster. Carl Anderson, he's a veteran in the industry, so he's not going to have a problem on the main roster. He knows how to work in the ring. And I think it's a perfect time for them to do that. Now, the only thing is that if Balor wins, we're seeing Bullet Club. That's the only way I think that's going to happen. We're going to see the Bullet Club at fucking Dallas. That's just my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. Because I think the only way he's going to win is that he's going to get so frustrated that he's going to, like, you know, do the fucking throw up the sign, throw up the fucking click sign, NWO sign, whatever you want to call it, and fucking, you know, bam. You know, you get Carl Anderson and fucking Doc Gallows come out to the ring. You know, and I think that'll be a good way if he does retain. But I think Samoa Joe's gonna win.
Yeah, I think Joe's gonna win too. It's also a little bit of a toss-up, but at the end of the day, who else is really there for Balor to face? He's pretty much beaten everybody. I mean, he could face Aries or Nakamura or somebody like that. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't think he has to face them necessarily, even though those would be really good matches. But yeah, I think it's pretty much time to move on with Balor, move into the main roster. So I think Joe really could use a big win right now. I know he's probably main roster ready, but hey, give him a title reign for a little bit and then call him up or something. And yeah, he could still be NXT champion for a while and be called up and drop the belt maybe like a month or so after he's on the main roster. Like
kind of like Sasha Banks.
Yeah, he could do that.
Owen was on the main roster for like a month or a month and a half or 2 months before he so.
Yeah, I think.
Honestly, I would rather see Joe come out during the summer.
Yeah, I think.
I don't want too many people to come up at once.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, we get overloaded, and then WWE doesn't know what to do with these guys and stuff like that. So, I think Samoa Joe will too.
They might call.
We'll talk about that later.
Because they might call up Enzo and Cass for sure. Like they're not doing anything that's special, so I could definitely see them getting called up, and then maybe Balor gets called up too. Like you don't want to call up like fucking everyone,
Yeah, exactly. So Samoa Joe, I also will go with him winning the championship. As much as I would love Joe to kill everyone on the main roster, I guess I'll have to wait and see for that one. So Balor, we're gonna get John Hardy onto the main roster. He's John Cena and Jeff Hardy having that's been Balor to me. He gets beat up a whole match. He wears face paint. He's Jeff Hardy and John Cena had a love child. Maybe he's just like a shorter version of them. I bet you Vince would wish he would be taller. Like he could just like ingrowth him with like height, and he'd be like, I am a perfect superstar. So that's NXT TakeOver Dallas for you guys. Are you guys thinking this will be a really good show for the WWE? One of the best takeovers, or maybe a middle of the road takeover? Where do you guys think this will rank as a takeover? Do you think it'll be their best, most successful show?
It's gonna hard to top Brooklyn. I like the measuring stick. It's gonna hard to top Brooklyn. It has potential to be slightly below that, or maybe up there, but not saying I'm downplaying the show. I think it's gonna be a fantastic show, but yeah, I think it's gonna be hard to top Brooklyn. It really is. I mean, the only way that's gonna fucking happen is that like you're gonna have like people die in the ring and shit like that. But I think that'll be the only way to top it. But seriously though, it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a great show.
I think it's got a possibility. I'm not as high on TakeOver Brooklyn as some other people. Like I would probably say like Our Evolution would be a better show. Just my opinion. Like they're all great shows, so it's kind of tough to choose. But I think I prefer Our Evolution better than Brooklyn. But I mean it's gonna be tough. But with this card, you never know. I think it's got a good shot to definitely be amongst like the best for sure.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think that this show will definitely surprise and will be a top-of-the-line NXT show. Alrighty then. Now that we're done with NXT, we're going to move on to the WWE Hall of Fame 2016.